recently got a great request for a video. It's like once I was asked this question, it was just like ding, light bulb went off in my head. And the question was, what are your favorite must-have Too Faced palettes? And I have not tried every single Too Faced palette known to man, but I really have tried a lot of them. And I thought for this video, I would first off only consider the ones that are available now. I mean, we can go back in time and find some great limited edition stuff, but you know, it doesn't have quite as much relevance as a recommendation if people can't, you know, get their hands on it. So I actually narrowed this down to just 4 favorites. This is not the kind of video I have taken lightly. I've been thinking about this. I slept on it. I was going to do it the other day, but then realized I wasn't ready. And the thing that really makes it so tricky is that I love so many of the Too Faced palettes that I have. Things that you don't hear mentioned are still palettes that I really love, but if I'm just sticking to the top ones, I was able to narrow it down this far. And as you watch this, or after you watch this, if you want to let me know in the comments section what your favorite Too Faced palettes are, that would be great. The first one is a little more specialized. It's actually the Brow Envy kit. I love this kit. This is my favorite brow product. Ever since I got this, I've been using it. I do have a full review on it, but I just think it's a wonderful, you know, everything you need brow set. Basically, you're getting a wax in here, and I like to actually start with that, get that in my brows, and then you've got 2 brow powders, and I use both of these every day. I use the blonde and the brunette. I go a little lighter in here, and then deepen it up a little bit toward the center and outer part of my brow. And then you've got this great, like, matte cream. It's actually a creamy consistency highlight in this really pretty like light pink shade, and it gives such a nice perfected look to the bottom of your brow. And then in terms of the tools, you've got a little angled brush, which I happen to know washes up really well. It might seem tiny, but it's still just a great quality little angled brush. I use that for the wax and the powder. You've got a little spoolie brush that you can brush through them with, oops, or brush your hair with. And the thing that I don't use in this little kit is the tweezers. I really prefer my Tweezermans. I don't feel like these get quite precise enough with, you know, pulling out that one problem hair, you know. I love how cool toned these brow powders are. A lot of times I get a brunette brow powder, something labeled as brunette, and it turns out to look too warm, too reddish in my brows, just too visible. And here with this stuff, I feel like it just totally blends right in, doesn't look too heavy on me, you know, it's just the right level of fill-in and exactly the right tone for me. So I love that palette. Another great palette that I really have raved about for years. It has stood the test of time. I continue to love it. It's Too Faced Natural at Night palette. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love every look that I turn out with this. I really do. I mean, it does not matter where my focus might be in this palette. I mean, this gorgeous shade called Eclipse right here, but like a warm shimmery brown. You've got some mattes here to work with. You could do a totally matte look with these two and this one. For the longest time I had this palette and I didn't touch the olive greens, but these are just stunning. I would say if you like smoky eyes, but you don't so much enjoy going the like black or charcoal route and you like to stick more with brownish tones and more neutrals like this, this is just amazing. I believe I bought this shortly after it came out and just such a great purchase. I really even preferred this over just the regular natural eye just because I feel like the shades are a little more rich and it just gave me looks that made my brown eyes really pop. Number 3, remember I'm only naming 4 favorites, but if you were hearing me describe natural at night and you're like, yes, I love the neutrals, give me more. Chocolate bar. I mean, this just really takes neutrals to the next level. It gives you a lot of variation in looks while you might just glance at it. Or, you know, some non-makeup lovers might look at it and be like, it's just a bunch of browns. You know, I feel like there's some really great unique colors thrown in here. It's kind of like the natural eye just kicked up a couple notches with more options. You know, it's not that much more expensive than one of these smaller palettes, but you're still getting a lot in here. Got a great mirror here. This is a nice palette for travel. I really love how they fully loaded this palette with basic shades, and by basics I mean like the kinds of matte colors you just want in your collection, you know, basic browns, light cream shades, dark, really deep dark browns, but then you've got fun pops, you know, you've got goldeny tones, burgundies, something with a little bit of like a bluish lilac twist to it. So I just think this, for a neutral lover who wants the utmost in variety, quality. This is a great thing that Too Faced has put out. Plus, you know, it smells like chocolate. And number 4, my last favorite, I just listened to my gut on this and I just asked myself, you know, what palette are you just so excited to use every time you open it up? And it's got to be the Romantic Eye. And I know this is a recent purchase for me, but I've got to say, quality-wise on these shadows, I just love every single element of this palette. I love the light shades. This light highlight up here, I said it before, I'll say it again, one of the most gorgeous highlighting, brightening inner corner type shades. Yes, I'm wearing this today. Went with this kind of pink and purple row right here for a lot of my look. So lid, crease, just above the crease, and then my lower lash line, popped it with this great shade called Honeymoon. I mean, what I love about this palette is that it kind of causes me to look at eyeshadow in a different way. And that's a lot of times what Too Faced palettes will do. It will prompt me to go in different color combination directions that I might not have really considered before. You know, like taking the plum and how pretty that green underneath looks with it. Another thing that's great about this palette is like the intense contrast that it has. You know, you look at this half and you think, oh, light springtime. But wait, there's some real depth in here too. Unveil, First Dance, really rich, almost black brown, and then a really dark plum. I mean, I've used that dark plum in this look, and when you layer it over this lilac, it brings out more of the purple. But if you were to use that shade, just pack it on its own, you would have a really dark plum eye. So it's just crazy how in 9 shades, you've got a tremendous variety of looks that you could turn out, from just the super light, sweet, and innocent looks to something really smoky. But you've got fun pops. I mean, this is just my kind of palette. That's all I can say. It's my kind of shades. Sadly, I've not seen this on Sephora's site, but it is on Ulta's website, and I'll link to everything below wherever I found it. If I could do just a bit of an honorable mention, because this is limited edition, but it is available now, it would be the a la mode eyes. This is another one of those, you know, kind of color combos, might take you a little bit out of your comfort zone, but gorgeous summery brights in there, paired with some really outstanding neutrals. Like, these kind of take a back seat when you first glance at the palette. I think your eyes immediately go to that row, but these are wonderful, as is that deep, rich blue. So if you're looking for something kind of the moment, you know, I think this is a great palette. I do have a full review, a tutorial, and stuff with it. But hopefully that informed you a little bit more about some of these different Too Faced palettes and really let you know the ones that I love the most. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for requesting this video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!